Hello. So I think we all know what's going. Well, if you read BL or like are in that community with, and especially about Low Tide and Twilight, how the authors, going after people, and whatnot for, I think the company, but the author, maybe I don't know, but they're like, but especially the author too, like. I'm pretty sure like, she's mad. For Low Tide and Twilight, the author for Low Tide and Twilight, like on Twitter like a few months ago was like posting about how like people should how posting about if people read her stuff illegally should die, and all that. That's what she was, saying, and the company that made an animation for Low Tide and Twilight is like gonna like dox people and if they post it illegally and all that, all that. Um, and I wasn't really surprised, especially now because people are talking about it now, which I mean makes sense, makes sense. But yeah, a few months ago, I saw that like live on Twitter when it happened because my Twitter fed it to me, and I was just like, "This is the author for Low Tide and Twilight," and it was, and she was essentially saying that people that pirate her shit should pirate her story, should die, and calling them dirty and all that, and just being like real aggressive with it, being like these people should die, and I don't like that. Why are you pirating my shit, and all of that. Um, but there's another author. I'm not really like really versed in the Low Tide and Twilight one, which I just saw it on Twitter when it happened a few months ago. I think it was last year. I think it was last year, 2025. When like she was having like a meltdown, and my Twitter fed it for me for some reason. Well, I follow a lot of BL and all that in the office, and so that's why I fed it to me. But it was just like essentially her saying that people that the pirate her shit should die, and very bad things, very bad things, Um, but there's another author that for the story Chew Me Up and Teach Me About Love. That author, I do not know their handle because I blocked them because I blocked them on Twitter and everything, because the story is about like if I remember, I read it in like more February. I read it like mid February, and it's July, and I forget, and my sense of time is not good. But essentially, that author was reposting a bunch of racist stuff on Twitter ahead of like the Japanese elections. Because this is a manga. Chew Me Up and Teach Me About Love. That's the title. And I'll read some of the comments that people were saying that really like that not me stuttering. I will read some things that I liked that people said. the mangaka, I don't know what I'm saying. The author spent the whole week leading up to the Japanese elections retweeting racist stuff, so yeah, F her. Lol, I'm a pirate her shit forever. That was one comment. How are you gonna write Yaoi and then beg people online to vote for the LPD? Shut the fuck up. I think that's the party in Japan, because this was like when the elections were happening, or earlier this year. So yeah, I don't know anything about Japanese politics. Please do not come for me. I'm an American. I'm an American. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about with the Japanese elections. Don't come for me. Please do not come for me. I'm just saying what Karma said. That's crazy insane how someone who writes romance mangas could have so much hate in their heart. That was another comment. And then there's another one. Two more. Of course, the colonizer has something against immigrants. Japanese people really need to grow up sometimes, man. That was another comment, and I was just like, ooh. And then the last one was, knowing that the author is racist kind of spoiled it for me. How are you gonna be okay with hybrids but not non-Japanese people, for fuck's sake, And that was a sentiment I saw in a few comments, and I was like, yeah, because I follow the author of Chew Me Up and Teach Me About Love. That's the title. I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't know the author's Twitter handle. I blocked them, and I never looked back, because I was just like, oh, this seems racist. Like the only thing, because I don't know Japanese, but the auto translation happened. And I was just like, oh, girl, like what's going on? Like, oh my, what's going on? Why is it racist? What's going on? What's going on? And then yeah, that happened. I was just like, and then I blocked them, never looked back, and I was just like, that's like, because the story was, it was pretty good. I got through like a little bit more than halfway through it, but that was another one of a problematic author. So we have the Low Tide in Twilight one, and the Chew Me Up and Teach Me About Love author. So yeah, if you're gonna read it, you can support them and whatnot. But I'm not. I'm not gonna read their stories anymore. Um, so yeah, that I just wanted to bring light to that because it happened a few months ago, and then I was just like, oh, I blocked them and stuff. But I remembered them because more recently, the Low Tide and Twilight author was and I think the company with them doing the animation. Apparently, they had an animation. Girl, I don't know. I don't keep up with that series. I don't like that series. I don't like the author. I don't. I don't fuck with it. I don't fucks with it. So yeah. But they were like going after more people. They were doxing people. They wanted about like if they posted illegally and all that. So you. So I don't like that author. I don't really like because I think that's kind of crazy and weird. Is like I can get sorry, I can get not liking that your stuff's pirated and whatnot, but to say that they should die and then trying to dox people, that's just like crazy psycho behavior. I don't like that. That's kind of crazy. So I'm never gonna read it. I'm never gonna support it. I'm never gonna do any of that because it's just crazy. So and then I remembered the author for Chew Me Up and Teach Me About Love. That one I remembered. I was just like, ooh. So I thought, if you didn't know, now you know. So yeah, I love you. Bye.